If you're somebody who relies on hearing aids to help you hear,
you know that that red light is not a good sign. This is not what you want to see.
so I'm just about to head into my third week without one of my hearing aids, and oh my goodness, is it an issue.
If this is something you think about or worry about or are having this experience, I have some tips for you.
It broke, and so it's out to be repaired. And so the first week wasn't so bad. It was a lot of adjustments, but I thought, oh well, I mean, it'll be, they said 1 to 2 weeks. And so I thought, well, I can just make do and maybe adjust some of my routines and what I do from day to day. And then the second week was again okay, but was getting a bit old. Now that I'm heading into my third week, it's not fun, and it's required a lot of adjustments on my part. And so if you are someone who relies on hearing aids to help you hear, you can relate to this. I think I'll head in. It is starting to rain here. And it just has reminded me how tough it is to navigate when you can only partially hear things. And it also reminded me how grateful I am that I have hearing aids. My goodness, I've forgotten how much I rely on them and how much of a difference they make in my everyday living. So I'm gonna head inside. So I wanted to give some tips on, I watched a great YouTube channel that I'll link to in the description below. It's an audiology channel, and it was about how to make us better listeners, or how to listen better if you are hearing impaired. And so I'm going to share some of those tips, and I will link to the YouTube channel below.
Okay, a change of plan. The inside thing didn't work out that day, so it's the next day, and again just after finishing a run again. So the tips from the Dr. Cliff audiologist channel, and again the link is below in the description. One of the things that she reminded me of is that if you don't take an active role in your listening, and if you just kind of sit back and kind of nod and pretend that you're going along with the conversation, and you don't really let people know that you can't hear, that may be what we do because we're just frustrated and we just can't hear and we're tired of saying, sorry, I can't hear you. She pointed out that how that's perceived by other people sometimes is that we're simply not engaged. We're not interested in what they're saying. And I hadn't really thought about the other person's perspective. I just was thinking about my own perspective and the challenges with hearing. And so one of the things that she had said is it is important to speak up, but it's also speak up. See what I did there? She was saying that it's important for us to speak up for ourselves and to ask people to repeat themselves, but to do it in a proper way. These last couple of weeks, I have felt like an absolute broken record. I am so tired of saying, sorry, I'm hearing impaired, and I usually have 2 hearing aids, but one broke, and so I can't quite hear what you're saying. I mean, it has been a long. Whoops, I dropped you. Here we are, we're back again. Let me try and get this right. Yeah, that just gets old, constantly saying that you can't hear. And so Dr. Rachel Cook, she gives such a great suggestion about other ways to ask people to repeat themselves. One of her suggestions is, instead of saying, pardon me, can you repeat that, is to be honest about the situation and let people know that you are interested in what they're saying. And one of the examples she gives, and again, please watch this episode. I'm just grabbing some snippets from it because it was so valuable. She says, maybe something you can try is saying, look, I'm really interested in what you're saying, but I struggle to hear at that level. Do you mind just repeating it so I can make sure that I understood correctly? Gosh, doesn't that sound better than, what? What did you say? I can't hear you. Can you repeat that? That just gets tiring for everyone. This is all on top of the tips that were in last week's video about positioning yourself well in a room, asking others to position themselves well, trying to control any background noise, and really the most important thing, as we said, is being an active participant in your own hearing. I love Dr. Cook's advice, and it aligns so nicely. This channel, the name of my channel is Lead Your Living. And as a reminder, we are not passive participants or passive observers in our own living. We are in charge. We're supposed to take the lead in our own living. And she gives us some fabulous tips of how we can do that. I have no affiliation or association with them. I don't know anything about them other than I found the information on YouTube and have been following them ever since. It's a very exciting day. Here I am. I'm on a little drive here because I'm
just making sure my hearing aid is working because I just got it back. I was sitting at home and writing in my journal, and it's just funny that one of the things I was writing about is just how these last 2.5 weeks have been both challenging and frustrating and scary a little bit. It's scary when you can't hear the world you're living in, but also a great reminder, so many reminders for me, and I've learned lots. I am thrilled. I am thankful. I am very grateful. And I just can't wait. I was a little stressed about, I have an in-person, I'm going to an education session this afternoon, and it's an in-person one instead of an online one. And I was a little nervous about it. And I'm just, anyway, I had myself geared up to go and just do my best. And if I couldn't hear, I would leave. But anyway, now I'm going equipped with both ears. Who are hearing impaired, even with your hearing aids, we don't hear as well as the good hearing person in many situations. But oh my goodness, it is just like so 100%, 1,000% better than being without it. And so I am excited to get started on this day. And yeah, here I look still looking a little sleepy, icy. And that's because I was home in my jammies, writing in my journal, enjoying a nice cup of tea on my window bench, watching the birds, when I got the word that the hearing aid is in. So I threw myself together and out the door, and here I am.
Although this was an extremely challenging time, there was a silver lining.
I am still going to pursue some of the things I learned as I was living without my hearing aid for these 2.5 weeks. And one of the things is the lip reading course. I'm not taking a course, but I've found a great online site, and I will put the link down below. And when you go to their website, I think it's called lipreading.org. I'm not sure. I'll put the link in here. But when you go onto the site, they give you a little lip reading test every day, and you see a video of people speaking without any audio, and they give you words to choose from. You start with learning one word. Anyway, I'm early days. I'm only like 3 days into finding this site, and so any of you who want to learn a little bit more about lip reading, it's not an actual course, but this organization probably offers courses. I'm not sure, but I have really enjoyed their free services on their website. I get a little email every day, and a little practice session. So check it out. Make your day great, folks. Remember, you're in charge. Lead your own living. No one else is coming. No one's going to do it for you.